Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Gooner Fanzine TV. It's Dan Mountney here after Arsenal's 2-1 win over Liverpool. I don't know how to describe it, Glenn. I'm joined by Glenn, of course. Glenn, how would you describe that game? Because it was just crazy, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, even before the Spurs game, I went into this, didn't even go into it, sort of like looking ahead, just thought we had no chance. After the Spurs game, I just thought we've definitely got no chance. And I don't know how we kept them out. But it's just kind of bizarre. I'm just sitting there scratching my head with it.
Yeah, as am I. I mean, we had 3 shots all game, and you could possibly praise the efficiency to score twice, but got to give a big thank you to Liverpool for the mistakes they made. Obviously, the first one, Van Dijk giving the ball away for Lacazette to score, and then Alisson doing the same thing for Nelson to eventually go on and score. So yeah, Liverpool big help in hand, didn't they?
Yeah, definitely. They're obviously slightly punch drunk. You don't normally associate those errors with Van Dijk. I will say, although they were sort of gifts, we did bang our 2 goals in well and took them very well. And the third chance that you mentioned, was it Willock?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah, he should have put that away. And happy days. But there you go. I don't know. I'm kind of lost for words, really, Dan. It's by the end of the night, I didn't know who was filling which position, how many subs we brought on. It was just all hands to the pump, just holding out for the win.
Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned that because it was the defending, obviously, held out for the win, but it was organised chaos in a way, wasn't it? There was people, bodies flying everywhere, people screaming and shouting. I had the game on without the crowd noise over the top, and you could hear just people screaming. It was like absolute melee. So I'm not entirely sure how we held on.
Yeah. Again, apart from his little wobble early in the first half, I thought Martinez came through it with another pat on the back. It was
Definitely
good. Even the commentary team commented on his consistency and how he actually holds the ball as well, how he comes out for crosses, meets the ball early. So he's been a good positive post-lockdown, I suppose.
Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned Martinez because I saw a tweet from Leith who was saying, he doesn't think that he could be number 1 at Arsenal in the long term. Do you agree with that, or do you think he can really challenge Leno?
No, I absolutely disagree with what Leif says there. I think
Shock.
keepers are a strange phenomenon. As soon as somebody gets that opportunity and comes in and plays well, it's rarely going to upset that balance. And at the moment, there's no reason to displace him. So I think he's got every chance, and he's been patient. At the moment, I would persist with Martinez. I think he's got more in his locker. I really do, in terms of coming for the ball, ball handling and that. He's not a puncher, which Leno is, always puts me a bit on edge. But to answer your question, yes, I think he's got a big future.
Yeah, I agree with you, to be fair. The thing I really like about him is he seems really commanding. He's happy to come and collect a cross to take the pressure off the defence. So it's important situations like we're in tonight where, the Liverpool coming forward, this cross coming in all the time, and he's happy to take that pressure off. And, you can see in the way Arsenal defend when he's in goal, there seems to be a bit more organisation, not necessarily tonight, but I think in the past game there have been. In terms of defence, Kieran Tierney obviously came into the back 3 as more central defender. We're both big fans of him. What did you make of him? I thought he was really good tonight. Yeah,
I mean, he's just so dependable, isn't he? I mean, we've moaned about Kolasinac being in that position and what he has to give, which is very little. I mean, you can always depend on Tierney to get hold of the ball, probably find the right pass most of the time. If he doesn't, chase back and that. Yeah, I mean, Tierney, I think he's just going to have consistency sort of right through him for as long as we see him.
Yeah. I mean, he had Salah in a Tesco's carry bag all game, didn't he?
He did indeed, yes.
Yeah. Kept him very, very quiet, which is a really positive thing to see. Obviously, there was a lot of worry about Liverpool's attacking threat. And I think apart from, Mane's goal, we nullified it really well.
Yeah, I do. I mean, there were flighty moments. I think there was a little mistake from Holding in front of the box. He was having a bit of a tussle with Mane throughout the game, well, certainly in the first half. And then I think they both agreed that it wasn't really worth it. Louise, he missed the header going and flashed across our box, completely sort of headed air, fresh air, which, I think we've just come to learn to accept that. Not a lot's going to change, is it?
Yeah. Do you think, in a way, that performances and games like that, where we're having to do, the lion's share of the defending for, 75, 80 minutes, where we're having to sit with our backs to the wall, do you think that's something that's going to improve in the long term? Personally, I think, that's the kind of thing we need to go through that, of having to sit and defend and be disciplined and keep things out.
Well, yeah, I think the commentator mentioned, Martin Tyler mentioned, it's become a bit of a defensive training exercise for Arsenal tonight. So I do think it will stand them in good stead. Whether we're under that kind of pressure from the champions when they really care in front of 60,000 people, we managed to sort of like sustain that defensive solidity would be another question. But I suppose it's all, it's all good practice. Well, I thought they did all right, really. I mean, Liverpool were, they camped in our arms with both.
Moving further forward, obviously Aubameyang was on the bench. I think Arteta definitely had one eye on Saturday's FA Cup semi-final. Nelson came in and was given the chance, and the Italian players didn't have a lot of service, but I thought when Nelson did get the chance to get the ball and go and press Liverpool, I think he did really well. Obviously scored his first Premier League goal, put pressure on Van Dijk for Lacazette's goal as well. I think he's got a really big future. I just need to see more of him in the final third and his end product. What did you make of him?
Yeah, I totally agree with that. He's definitely got some capability there. Like you say, he needs more games under his belt. I was a bit disappointed. I think, was it early in the first half? We had a very good chance. He could have put a good ball across, but he sort of fluffed his lines a bit. He took his goal very, very well. A lot of potential. He just needs games. And Arteta's got to sort that out, who comes where. I thought Saka was alarmingly quiet, whether they did a job on him today or not. But,
I think that was more of a case that he was played in that left wing back role rather than as a winger, as we've seen him play in the past few games. But we mentioned Tierney. I think Saka really helped him on that left-hand side in terms of dealing with the threat of Salah. But in terms of the other attacking players, obviously Lacazette, who seems to be a bit of form now, three goals in his past 4 games, and took his goal really well, remained calm and composed. I was quite shocked by his positioning because he was dropping basically into midfield for a lot of the game, wasn't he? What did you make of that? I thought it was a bit weird, obviously, to help out the team and everything, but...
I don't know whether he's been asked to do that or not, but like I said about a week or two ago, I get a bit disconcerted when he starts dropping back because he can get a bit too lively, sort of, fluffing tackles. And there was one bit on the edge of our box in the first half. I just thought, where's he going? He made one tackle and he tried to dribble it out, and then sort of like another foot went in. He managed to scramble his way out of it. But he's obviously been told to track back a bit more. But I must admit, I'm never convinced about him in front of our 18-yard box.
Yeah, fair enough. And another player I know that you're a bit concerned by, you voiced after the Tottenham game as well, was Nicolas Pepe. He's a weird one for me. I think there's a really good player in there, but he strikes me that when he's playing in a game where his team are dominating, he's always going to struggle. I think that was definitely the case tonight. It was anonymous throughout, really, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think it's kind of crunch time over the... Well, I was going to say over the summer, but there's not going to be a summer, is it? But between the end of this season and the start of next season, whenever that is, he's going to need a bit of a pre-season with Arteta just to sort of define his role. I think, I'm no managerial, position or coach, but I think Arteta has got to just try and stop, sort of taking that extra touch, turning inside again and again, because invariably it ends up with him being dispossessed. And, it's annoying. There's a talent there, but it's incredibly frustrating. At the moment, the jury's out. And we haven't paid for him yet, have we?
Well, no, we paid a rather small fee, and we've still got a lot of instalments to pay. So whether that one comes back to bite us, we'll have to wait and see. But I think I agree with you on the decision-making side of things. He needs to know when to release the ball, when to find a teammate, whatever. I think we've seen him overwork it time and time again. Yeah, I'm not sure whether it's fair to judge him on this season. Obviously, it's been a really chaotic season. He's had 3 managers. He's come to a country where he doesn't speak the language, doesn't really know anybody, doesn't know the culture. So there's a lot to adapt to. So I think maybe a bit harsh to judge him on this season. The next season he really has to kick on. He's had that time, and he's now with a coach who he knows he's going to have a stable relationship with, rather than it being chopping and changing. So yeah, he's really got to kick on next season, I think.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I'm fair, happy to give him the benefit of the doubt. Henri started slowly. I always remember that. Just thinking, Perez didn't look up for the fight and stuff, and then suddenly clicked into gear in his second season. So there's definitely a player there, and I think he'll benefit from coaching. I think we're gonna see the best of him. We haven't yet.
Yeah. And we always like to touch on VAR on the Gooner Fanzine, don't we? One of your most hated subjects. What did you make of Alexander-Arnold's tackle on Saka? Obviously, we saw Eddie Nketiah sent off a few weeks ago against Leicester for basically what was the same challenge, and Alexander-Arnold only got a yellow card. I mean, it seems like double standards to me. It's just getting ridiculous now, isn't it?
Yeah, well, they try out this sort of slow motion, makes it look a lot worse, but the referee looked at sort of like back and to the left with the Eddie Nketiah challenge against Leicester. Yeah. And, they freeze framed it, and he'd gone up sort of like between his ankle and his knee, studs up. So I just don't understand the criteria in which they judge it on. If last week's one against Leicester was a red card, that was a red card tonight.
Yeah.
They seem to brush over certain decisions. I did know, as soon as he made that challenge, and nothing came of it. There was a little, sort of commentary bias thing, but they just said, "Oh, Liverpool are top of the fair play league," as if that's got to do with anything to do with anything.
That makes all the difference, I guess. But yeah, I mean, after tonight, I don't think it's really particularly right to focus on VAR. That win does boost our European chances a little bit. Obviously, 2 games left. We're a couple of points off 7th now, which is that golden ticket, isn't it? Do you think we can do it in the league? Obviously, there's a bit of focus on the FA Cup now, which seems like another good route in. But do you think the league is still possible?
I would suggest let's get Saturday out of the way. I think the whole sort of like manoeuvrings in the league are results dependent on other games that don't involve us.
Yeah.
I love Villa. I'd love them to see them stay up. I think if they were relegated by the time we played them and Watford was safe, it might make our passage easier to a possible European place. Mm-hmm. So, it all hinges on there's still a lot of ifs and buts. But, we'll see. But we're beating the champions tonight, so you never know. Cup semi-final.
Yeah, obviously a massive game Saturday. I'm sure we'll cover that on the podcast later this week. But yeah, that's all from me and Glenn for now. On a crazy night for Arsenal, 3 shots, 2 goals, and we're beating the champions. Still on at the Emirates. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you again soon. Cheers.